In January of 2023, we met up with our friend Fred at a local pub. He revealed he'd been busy planning an epic motorcycle adventure through the Sahara Desert in Morocco, a trip he'd intended to do a few years ago, but had been kiboshed by the COVID-19 pandemic. He then announced he had 2 questions to ask before flying back to his current residence in Austria. Number 1, did I want to go with him on this 2-wheeled endeavour? And number 2, he'd found some eggs in the kitchen he wasn't going to eat. Did we want them? With the answer to both being a resounding yes, it was time to start planning our trip to Morocco. Fred has featured in a couple of my videos before, but he's never really been properly introduced. Well, he's a jolly decent chap, and we met through a mutual interest in motorbikes. We've had a few outings to some local trails. One thing to note, however, is that we've never travelled together, and certainly not a trip with as many unknowns as a trek across the desert. Oh, and in the real world, he's a conductor. Musical, not bus or train.
Hi, I'm Fred. The plan was to pick up the bikes in Marrakesh and ride south, crossing the Atlas Mountains along the Tizi and Tichka Pass before heading towards Golda via Telouet.
Continuing east, we would follow the Dades Gorge, riding over the Col d'Ouano at 2,900 metres and then threading our way through canyons towards Erich.
Heading off the map, we would cross the desert close to the Algerian border and camp on the Erg Chebi.
From there we head west, somehow, with a few options available to us depending on our progress.
Our final stretch, however, was going to be over the extraordinary Tizi and Test Pass back towards Marrakesh to return the bikes.
At home, I ride a ludicrously large BMW 1150, while Fred rides a much lighter Honda CRF 250. No prizes for guessing which bike we'd rather have to pick up in the middle of the desert. On that note, we decided to go with the Itchy Boots proven Honda CRF 250, having found a rental outfit recommended online, with me on the slightly lighter 250L and Fred on the larger tanked rally version. Finally, we put together a spreadsheet detailing all the kit we might realistically need, aspiring to achieve scout-like preparedness whilst keeping the kit nice and light. A handful of visits to the gym later, and I declared myself fit, strong, and ready for adventure. On a cold, snowy morning, carrying hot cappuccinos, we assembled at Fred's flat. After a final kit check, Sophie kindly gave us a lift into town, from where we would travel to Gatwick by coach. So it turns out we're next door to the magistrate's court. As me and Sophie had our nice emotional goodbye, we were overlooked by a prison van full of crims on their way to be judged. So at least the last thing they potentially saw of the free world wasn't, an argument.
Unless it just makes it an even bitterer pill to swallow.
Okay, I'm not liking the look of that Wizz Air queue. So it's the only airline with a queue, actually. It's quite annoying, isn't it? It would be. Never mind. 14:40 Marrakesh, gate info at 14:30, so
Really?
no real information there. Look at the Lego shop.
Lego shop.
Yeah.
Lego shop.
Yeah, same here.
Lego shop. Shadowy areas, but
Yeah.
just atmospheric temperature.
Yeah, fantastic. Lego finds a way. That's madness. Crikey. It's all pretty cool, but £734.
Also, look at this. For the money you're spending, you could probably get like an actual radio controlled one.
Yeah. But would it have a link-by-link plastic chain?
No, but there you go.
Whilst having a quick sharpener in the pub, we discovered our flight was no longer delayed and we had to run for the gate. Yeah. Oh. So yeah, first time the plane has been undelayed in my experience, but here we go. 13. Haha. It doesn't look like it's here, does it? But
But here it says gate 24.
yeah, exactly. So maybe we try 24, see if anyone's there. Shall we give it a go?
We should go 24.
I think we should.
Let's have a look.
Then it says 24.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
We all miss it together.
That's true, yeah. Does that get us to Marrakesh? I reckon we're not on the plane for another 45 minutes.
I'm going to say hour and 15.
Full hour.
Hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, an hour 15, sorry, yes. Whoever's closest. Finally, we made it aboard our budget airline flight and endured 3.5 hours from London to Marrakesh. Fred, conscious about us having too many things to carry on the bikes, decided to lighten the load by leaving his bag on the plane. Who leaves their luggage on the plane? I mean, I don't know.
How did you forget this?
We got through passport control, bundled ourselves into a taxi, tried to stay awake, spotted an incredible number of knockoff Honda 50 copies, and enjoyed the local radio station. Eventually we arrived in the Medina, found our way to the hostel, and got ready for a couple of days of sightseeing. We explored the hustle and bustle of Marrakesh, met some absolutely charming people, some fascinating characters, and took in some of the local culture. We found a scene from the opening credits of Moroccan Coronation Street before walking back to the hostel one last time, the call to evening prayer echoing throughout the Medina. All the while, however, we were being overlooked. The Atlas Mountains loomed over the landscape, beckoning us in, and in just a few days, we would be crossing them. We had absolutely no idea what to expect from this trip, but what would follow was the most epic adventure across the Moroccan Sahara Desert. We would ride our bikes alongside wild camels, saying hello to them of course. Bonjour monsieur. We would get stuck in the super soft sand of the desert, even at night. Fred would mistake his bike for a lawnmower. We would infiltrate Blofeld's secret lab in a meteorite crater and fall off.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Fred would politely say no to somebody.
I'm sorry, no.
Many children were high-fived. Many donkeys were seen. We would purchase dodgy petrol from a watering can. And we would cross the utterly breathtaking Atlas Mountains. Wow. And amazingly, in a country renowned for its hot, dry climate and barren deserts, I know what he's doing. We topped it all off with a snowball fight.
It's getting up my neck. Oh.